You've finished the scene, the lighting's good, the model's clean, you hit render, and something just feels wrong. Not broken, not obviously bad, just weightless. Like nothing's grabbing your attention. The scene exists but doesn't actually live, you don't know where to look. That feeling has a name, and once you know it, you will never unsee it. It's called visual weight, and it's probably the most common reason a technically correct scene still can look amateur. Here's a simple version. Every object in your scene, every shape, every color, every shadow, pulls the viewer's eye with a certain amount of force. Heavy things attract attention, light things get ignored, and your brain is doing this calculation automatically, constantly, without asking you. The problem is that Blender doesn't know about any of this. You can have a perfectly lit scene with correct materials and accurate shadows, and it can still feel completely flat. Because the forces in the image are equal. Nothing is pulling, nothing is anchoring. The eye wanders in and immediately wanders back out. That is what something feels off actually means. And that is what we're going to fix today. Visual weight comes from 5 things. Each one is a tool you can use immediately. So let's go through them. First, there's size. Bigger objects feel heavier, obviously, but here's the part that's not obvious. A small object placed in an empty space can feel heavier than a large object surrounded by other large objects. Isolation amplifies weight. So if you want something to feel important, give it room to breathe. Next, there's darkness. Dark values are heavier than light values, always. A dark shape at the bottom of your frame anchors the whole image. A dark shape at the top creates an uncomfortable tension, like it's about to fall. We associate darkness with mass. We associate lightness with air. Your viewers feel that whether they know it or not. The third one is complexity. A detailed textured surface is heavier than a clean, smooth one. The eye spends more time there, and more time means more weight. So if you want something to be the focal point, make it the most complex thing in the frame. You barely need to do anything else. Then there are warm colors. Warm colors like red, oranges, or yellows tend to grab the viewer's attention first. They feel closer and heavier. Cool colors like blues and green feel like they fade into the background. They feel lighter and more distant. This is why a single warm object in a cool scene can completely dominate the composition, even if it's tiny. And the last one is sharpness. Sharp focus feels heavy, soft blur feels light. Whatever is in sharp focus, the brain reads as foreground, as solid, as present. Whatever is blurred out feels like atmosphere, like it doesn't really matter. So those are your 5 tools: size, darkness, complexity, warmth, and sharpness. Every single element in your scene is expressing one or more of these right now, and they're either working together to guide the eyes of the viewer, or they're fighting each other and creating that weightless, confusing feeling that you quite can't put your finger on. Here's where most Blender scenes go wrong, and I mean most, including mine for the first few years. When everything in a scene has roughly equal visual weight, the composition feels balanced but dead. The eye doesn't know where to go. It scans around, finds no clear anchor, and leaves. The scene is technically balanced but visually inert. What you actually want is deliberate imbalance. You want one region of the frame to be clearly heavier than the rest. That heaviness is what creates a focal point, and a focal point is what gives the viewer permission to stop scanning and actually start seeing. Think about any cinematic image you've genuinely found beautiful. There's always a clear heavy point, always. Sometimes it's a dark shadow in one corner, sometimes it's a sharp object against a soft blurred background, sometimes it's a small warm detail in an otherwise cool and grey frame. The weight is never equal. There's always a pull. Your job is to engineer that pull on purpose. So let's make this concrete. 3 things you can do in any scene right now. The first one is to establish a weight anchor before you do anything else. Decide where the heaviest point in your scene should be. Usually that's going to be your main subject. Then make it darker or more detailed or warmer or sharper than everything around it. You don't need all 5 tools. 1 or 2 is enough. The key is that it's deliberately heavier, not accidentally. The second thing is to use the ground properly. The bottom of your frame should generally feel heavier than the top. In the real world, heavy things sit on the ground and light things float in the sky. Your brain expects that. When the top of your frame is dark and heavy and the bottom is light and empty, the whole image feels unstable. Sometimes you want that feeling intentionally, but you should be the one choosing it, not stumbling into it. The third thing is to create a weight gradient rather than just one heavy point with everything else equal. Think heavy subject, slightly lighter midground, light, airy background, or heavy foreground that gets lighter as things recede into the distance. That gradient gives the eye a path to follow. It creates a sense of depth that works even before your lighting says anything. Here's what this looks like in practice. Say you have a sci fi corridor. The natural instinct is to light it evenly so the viewer can see all the details you put into all of the geometry. But resist that feeling. Let the far end get darker. Let the foreground be crisp and warm. Put your most complex geometry where you want the eye to land first. Now the corridor doesn't just exist, it pulls you through it. There's one specific mistake I see constantly in Blender work, in AI renders, and honestly professional work too sometimes. Centering everything. When you place your subject dead center in the frame, you split the visual weight perfectly in half. Left and right cancel each other out. The image becomes symmetric, static, and nothing pulls in any direction. It just sits there. This is the actual reason the rule of thirds exists. Not just some arbitrary design preference, but because placing your heavy element off center creates an imbalance, and that imbalance creates visual tension, and visual tension is what makes an image feel alive rather than just posed. And here's the interesting thing. AI image generators do this constantly. Centered subjects, symmetric lighting, equal weight on both sides of the frame, because they're trained on averages, and the average of all compositions is roughly centered and comfortable. That's the tell. That's why AI images often feel generic even when they're technically impressive. The weight is too equal, the composition is too safe. And when you understand visual weight, you can use this immediately. When you're prompting an AI, you can actually fight it. You can say something like subject off to the left, heavier shadows on the right side, shallow focus on the background. Because you know why the default output feels flat and you know exactly what to ask for instead. One more thing, and this is one that doesn't get talked about enough, is that visual weight doesn't apply only to still images, it applies to animation too. When an object looks heavy, it needs to move like it's heavy, slow to start, slow to stop, a sense of resistance, a little bit of overshoot when it settles. A heavy object doesn't just arrive at a position and freeze, it arrives, overshoots slightly, and finds its place. When the visual weight of an object doesn't match how it's moving, the brain catches it immediately. A large, dark, complex object that moves like a feather feels completely wrong. A tiny, bright, simple object that moves slowly and ponderously feels just as wrong. You've probably heard of the 12 principles of animation, and one of them is specifically about weight. But understanding visual weight tells you why that principle exists, not just that it does. The visual cues you've set up create an expectation in the viewer's brain. That motion either confirms that expectation or contradicts it. Confirm it, and the animation feels physical and real. Contradict it, and it feels floaty and cheap. Visual weight is one of those things that once you see it, you really cannot unsee it. You'll look at your next render and immediately feel where the weight is sitting. You'll look at an AI image and know exactly why it feels off. You'll look at a great cinematic frame and understand, not just feel why it works. And that shift from feeling something to actually understanding it, that's the whole point. Because when you understand it, you control it. And when you control it, your work stops looking like something a computer happened to generate and starts looking like something a human deliberately chose. In the next few videos, I do want to go into more such concepts, such as how the eye actually moves through a frame and how you can actually engineer that path on purpose. If that sounds useful, subscribe because they're all coming soon. Until then, thank you so much for watching, keep creating, and don't forget to stay creative.